Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel, and happy Halloween! I don't know how many of you guys out there are going out with the kids tonight. You know, I'm a fan of Halloween decorations. Usually they can get pretty scary, but I saw this recently and I just wanted to share this with you guys. This guy just won 2020 Halloween with his Back to the Future display. Maybe some of you guys know this. Back to the Future Part 2 is my favorite movie of all time. And check out this guy's display. He actually has a real DeLorean on his lawn here, and he's actually connected it to this clock tower here with this line. He's got a fake Doc Brown here sliding down from this wire, and you can see he's constructed this to make it look like a bolt of lightning is striking the DeLorean. Great effort for a lawn Halloween decoration, I gotta say. What are your plans this evening, guys? Gonna be giving out candy, going out with the kids? Well, you know what isn't so scary? Bitcoin just made a new 52-week high. Congratulations to BTC investors. Now, I don't know how many of you are invested in BTC, of course. I've mentioned on this channel before, I do have some BTC and have been accumulating over time along with my XRP, along with other altcoins as well. This from the Cryptic Poet. There has been a new milestone for Bitcoin, guys. It has finally surpassed this level of resistance. Let me draw it up here for you. Here's the level of resistance, and now we have actually seen Bitcoin pierce through that level, and now we are eyeballing the next level of resistance, the mega level, if you don't consider this mini level up here, 17,100. I don't think that that's going to be a significant level. I think we're going to go straight here, which is the final level, the all-time high that Bitcoin has seen, and it saw it back in December 2017. That of approximately, everybody says 20,000. It was not actually 20,000, it was 19,000. On this exchange, what was it? It was $19,666 per BTC. On some exchanges, 19,800 and some odd dollars. But that's the next level of resistance. So first things first, though, we have now pierced this level, okay, and we are going beyond that. So Bitcoin on the hourly here, just showing you guys that. And altcoins, guys, still in the gutter. This is XRP on the hourly, trying to make its way back up. Remember what I was talking about yesterday with regards to altcoins in comparison to Bitcoin during this rally? I brought this up from CoinMarketCap yesterday as well. Look at the 7-day increase/decrease for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. Bitcoin over the last 7 days is up 7.13%, whereas you can see the rest of the crypto market in the red. Ethereum down over 5%, XRP down just shy of 5%, 4.97%, Bitcoin Cash down 3.32%, Chainlink down 8.83%, Binance Coin down 6.76%, Litecoin down 3.87%, so on and so forth. I'm not going to read them all out for you. There have been a few that have been creeping up, but mostly everything, guys, is in the red, especially the top 5 cryptocurrencies at this moment in time. Meanwhile, though, the coin market cap is growing. So the cryptocurrency coin market cap is now over 400 billion, 404.2 billion. And Bitcoin dominance, guys, these are key numbers. Bitcoin dominance up to 63.8 and market cap up to 404.2. Now, I know in the short term, it's a bit of pain for altcoin investors, but here's how the cycle goes. Let's not forget why Bitcoin price and volume rising together is bad news for Ethereum and altcoin season. So first, let's talk about this a little and how it's going to impact altcoins. Bitcoin broke out of the $13,000 resistance level merely a week ago, which means those expecting Ethereum and altcoin prices to rise may have to wait a few months. Few months isn't bad, right? Bitcoin is sucking up the volume from the entire cryptocurrency market as it continues to rally. This is causing the alternative cryptocurrency or altcoin market to pull back, which has seen rising selling pressure and low buyer demand. On October 30th, researchers at Santiment pinpointed the growing volume and dominance of Bitcoin while Chainlink, Ether, and Binance Coin struggled. Here's what they wrote. They said, the dominance involving Bitcoin is continuing to display itself, particularly via trading volume when comparing other top blockchains in the past day. Note the decline in Ethereum, XRP, Link, and BNB trading volume while BTC's levels stayed high. Now, the reason they're choosing these ones is because these are the top movers and shakers as per the cryptocurrency market in terms of market capitalization. This is what people see when they look up cryptocurrencies on Google. This is what people get into first. These are the coins that people are going to be most interested in when the masses flood in and they have no idea what they're doing. Let's not forget that, guys. Having XRP in the top 5 or even just at the top of the list, just when you glance at the list, you know, we see the top 8 or top 9. Just taking a look at this, XRP is right here, dead center. So back to what I was saying here, these coins have been declining, losing volume while Bitcoin is staying high, at least in the foreseeable future. Traders believe the so-called alt season is not returning, especially as Bitcoin outperforms altcoins. So we saw that back in 2017 as well. We saw Bitcoin rise. We saw Bitcoin rally all throughout the year of 2017, and altcoins had their ebb and flow, of course, but Bitcoin consistently rising. And then it wasn't until right at the end when Bitcoin sellers took their money off the table is when we actually saw the final pump for altcoins. So when would altcoins recover, guys? Historically, during bull markets, the cryptocurrency market saw Bitcoin experience a rapid uptrend first, then altcoins followed after BTC surged to a local peak on all-time highs. Then traders see a similar pattern playing out in the current price cycle, generally expecting altcoins to recover in 2021. So that is when we are aiming for. That is when we are going to see those large gains for altcoins, because let's not forget, we are at a lower price point for altcoins. So for XRP to go from 25 cents to 50 cents, let's not forget that's a 100% gain. For Bitcoin to go from 14,000 to 28,000, that is going to take a lot more effort, especially when we start to see a frenzy and people start diverging their investments, start spreading them around the entire cryptocurrency market. This is when altcoins will thrive, and they are predicting not until 2021. Can you hodl till 2021? I feel like we've been hodling quite a while. And again, this is just a spec market that has nothing to do with real world utility for XRP. We are still at the mercy of regulators in terms of that, but nothing stopping you to cash out some of your XRP now. Some of those coins where you see some really dramatic gains, nothing saying you cannot cash out some of those coins now or a percentage of some of those coins now and keep the remaining for XRP utility down the road. This might be a good time to sell some of your cryptocurrencies too, especially if we do see, coming into the new year, more financial frustration across the globe. Because guys, this from XRP Yo-Yo, Christine Lagarde is actually saying that they are predicting a bad quarter four. Let me play you guys this.
As you know, the number for the third quarter will be coming out, I believe, tomorrow, and might surprise on the upside. On the other hand, we are pretty confident that our number for the fourth quarter will be on the downside. Now, why do I say that? Because clearly we expect the month of November to be very negative, and it will reflect the slow process that our economies are going to go under, and the lost momentum, the sort of slower momentum that we have been observing ever since September, actually. Because when you look at all numbers, whether it's in the services industry, whether it's the consumer confidence, whether it is the PMI orders, the PMI employment, all of the slowdown and the sort of reduced momentum has been apparent since September. And it will clearly be aggravated in the month of November, given the measures that are being taken. So most likely our fourth quarter number will be to the downside. Will it be negative? We don't know at this point in time, because clearly what the outcome of the current containment measures in November will be, and what kind of bounce back we will observe in November, will clearly depend on the infection, the contagion increases, the containment measures efficacy, and so on and so forth. So it's very difficult to predict, actually, how the month of December will or will not offset the numbers for November. But we don't expect good numbers for November, obviously.
Okay, so you guys heard it there from Christine Lagarde, the president of the ECB. November not looking so great. She cannot confirm 100% that it is going to be negative, but they are saying likely a negative fourth quarter. Now, in the fall, we have historically seen either stock markets rise or stock markets collapse. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this in quarter four, if we see this in November, December. The stock market collapsing, and of course, it's going to have to do with the outcome of the presidential election that's happening on Tuesday. Part of it will, at least. And so, cryptocurrencies, guys, how will they fare in this? Well, this could be the Bitcoin retracement that we end up seeing. We have seen great rallies for Bitcoin. This might be a great opportunity if this indeed does happen throughout November and December. Bitcoin will, take it on the chin with the rest of the market. It might come back down. We don't know. It might fare well. It might continue going up. People might see it as that safe haven. But my thoughts are people investing in Bitcoin right now are also going to take their gains if the stock market collapses. We could see Bitcoin tumble. We could see alts tumble as well. But this is all just psychological because cryptocurrencies are a hedge against the current financial system, whether you like it or not. We're seeing countries already using cryptocurrencies as a means to transfer value because their fiat currencies have fallen victim to hyperinflation. So logically, cryptocurrencies should do well. If there is a financial crisis, we might see a bit of blowback from the initial correction. That would be a great time to buy. Of course, not financial advice. But then from there, I think we will see cryptocurrencies soar up, and that is when we will see Bitcoin reach new all-time highs. Just my thought on that. And what about Ripple? What's going on with XRP and what's holding it back? Well, here's a new article outlining David Schwartz's response to this. This is from Michael at Val5Links on Twitter. According to Schwartz, XRP is being held back by regulatory uncertainty, last mile problems, and fear of backlash from existing banking partners. What does that mean, guys? So David Schwartz took to Twitter to outline the obstacles XRP faces in order to gain mainstream adoption. In a series of tweets published on October 28th, Schwartz responded to questions posed by the XRP community over the development of XRP moving forward. And Schwartz, who is one of the original architects of the XRP ledger, of course, highlighted the primary obstacles for XRP in order to achieve broader adoption by banks and financial service companies. So he says it's being held back by regulatory uncertainty, last mile problems, and fear of backlash from existing banks. To quote David Schwartz specifically, he says, I think there are a combination of obstacles: regulatory uncertainty, last mile problems, fear of reprisals from existing partners, and so on. Another big thing is that the very best customers are ones that are going to use bridge assets to build new products. So Schwartz acknowledged that XRP is a relatively new product for the financial system and that adoption would require time for heavily motivated partners to push the benefits of XRP onto their customers. He cautioned that adoption for XRP would be slow to get momentum. They're heavily motivated to see projects to completion and will push the benefits all the way down to consumers, which is good for the end user, of course. But in that case, even when they're 100% ready to go, they still have zero customers because the product is new, so it's slow to get momentum. Let's talk about some of these things. The regulatory uncertainty, of course, we already know about the last mile problems, is that, that last mile of the marathon, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, fear of reprisals, which was also brought up by Andrew Zell here on Twitter. I was wondering about that as well, and Agent Smith V3 actually sums it up quite well here. If retail banks have to work with Tier 1 banks and rely on them for many services, if retail banks can't put 100% of its business on RippleNet, it would still have to work with a Tier 1 bank in some capacity, and the dalliance with Ripple might result in Tier 1 banks being bad actors. So what does he mean by this? You've got to remember there are different tiers of banks in the banking sector. And so the smaller banks rely on Tier 1 banks in order to leverage their Nostro and Vostro accounts at the moment so that they can process cross-border transactions for their clients. Well, if Tier 3 banks decide, let's go with Ripple, let's run on Ripple, let's do the RippleNet thing, let's not give our business to Tier 1 banks anymore, the Citibanks, the Banks of America, the JP Morgans of the world. We don't need those guys anymore. Let's just run on RippleNet, source XRP via ODL. Well, that might leave a bad taste in the mouths of the Tier 1 banks, and there might be some strife there between those two types of banks and that business relationship. So I have a feeling that that's what David Schwartz is talking about here. Great explanation from the Agent Smith V3 here on Twitter with regards to that. Hope that clears things up, guys. So adoption clearly is, I think, the major hurdle. That is the first thing David Schwartz mentions here. But I think that once that regulatory uncertainty is cleared away, and once everybody, Ripple, the banks, once everybody can see what the framework is and can consciously work within those guidelines without fear of government retaliation, then I think that automatically, by default, will solve a lot of these other problems. And then I think from there, adoption will ramp up a lot quicker. It's right now we're snagged, you know? There's a kink in the hose, and until you can relieve the stress from that kink, you can't see the flow. But once that stress is relieved, the flow keeps going at its usual pace, and the entire garden gets watered. This is what we're looking for here. But I wanted to thank David Schwartz for clearing that up. I think that clears up a lot of things here. Real quick, just down here, he also did comment on the JPM coin, and he says JPM coin will only be useful for people who trust JPM and are in a jurisdiction that's compatible with JPM and aren't concerned about their sovereignty. A system nobody can control and own is, in my opinion, better, especially if you compete with JPM or hope to. So clearly, David Schwartz has faith in XRP and the fact that it is going to be more widely used across the globe compared to JP Morgan's JPM coin, of course. We heard Brad Garlinghouse say in the past that the JPM coin and all these bank stable coins are just redundant if they are basically pegged to the US dollar. It's a redundancy. We don't need them. XRP, as we know, can work with many different assets. You know, even in a lot of ways, stable coins, CBDCs, not stable coins particularly. CBDCs are a redundancy because XRP can source liquidity from the current fiat system. Of course, the powers that be, the central banks of the world, have their own mandate as to why they want to issue CBDC, so that's another story. But alas, here's where we are, and let me continue. Did XRP volume rise to nearly $1 trillion? Probably nothing. This coming from Ian Northing, but a few people in the XRP community did note this. He retweeted this out from Crypto Maniac. XRP volume, as you guys can see down here, shot up significantly. This is one screen grab from CoinMarketCap, it looks like. And a lot of people suggesting it just was a glitch. Papa Bear XRP down here, yeah, nothing to be concerned about. Crypto Shill bought 2,000, 800 billion, and still no move in price. Some people discussing the logistics between price and volume. I will link this tweet in the description if you want to get in on the thread. Another one here from Ian Northing. Yeah, probably nothing. Again, now this taken from somebody else, Crypto Captain at Hodl a Guy on Twitter. Are these supposed to say trillion? Now this is definitely from another. I don't know if it was also from CoinMarketCap, but just the mobile phone version or what. But you guys can see down here, XRP 1.18 trillion. Okay. Volume in the trillions. So was it across several platforms? Was it a glitch or was there something else at play here? Obviously, you guys can see the XRP volume is not that high anymore. This is the current coin market cap, and let me just refresh that just to give you guys a sense of where we are today. So XRP volume not nearly as high. I don't know what time of day this happened, but here we are seeing it from two different people, namely Cryptomaniac 101 here on Twitter, taking it from the traditional desktop version of CoinMarketCap, and we also have this. Don't know where this was taken from, but it also looks like it could be a mobile version of CoinMarketCap as well. If it is a CoinMarketCap glitch, then it's definitely nothing. If it is happening on different websites, then I would indeed suggest that it could be an issue higher up, either if it was a glitch in the live feed, or maybe for a split second there was that much XRP traveling through the ledger. If you guys have more insight on this, put it down in the comments section. We've also got this, guys, from Michael at Val5 Links. Ripple's ODL Corridor, Bitstamp, Huobi, Bittrex, and BitGo platforms have transacted almost 100 million XRP between each other. So there is XRP flowing through ODL. According to the data published by the XRPL Monitor, several major players, Ripple's ODL Corridor, Bitstamp, Huobi, Bittrex, and BitGo platforms have transacted almost 100 million XRP between each other. Some of those platforms are part of Ripple's PayID project. So Bitstamp down here has moved 22.7 million XRP between its internal digital wallets. ODL is short for on-demand liquidity, as we know, a Ripple product that allows sending funds via RippleNet using XRP without having to pre-fund the recipient's account. There was also a substantial amount, 35 million XRP, that was wired by Huobi internally, and a similar amount was received by it from Bittrex. So keeping an eye on this guy, seeing where the XRP is moving. Lots of big players in the space moving their cryptocurrency. The other day we had heard about Bitcoin whales moving their Bitcoin. Of course, the market is moving, so this is why I think we're seeing a lot of this activity. And even within the altcoin market, even though we're not seeing too much movement for altcoins. If I bring up XRP on the daily, not too much movement for altcoins, but guys, they will eventually shoot up. Just waiting for the Bitcoin players to take profits off the table, transfer their money into alts, then we'll see alts follow Bitcoin. It always happens all the time. Or at least it has for the last several years. So lots of XRP is on the move. And guys, I've been talking about this Spark airdrop for a while now, ever since it was announced back in late August or early September, I believe. And I even did a video. If you have a Ledger Nano and you want to claim Spark, I'll put that video again up here for those of you guys who still are interested in that. But before you do that, guys, you might want to take a listen to this. So this from Wayner665 on Twitter. Is the Spark airdrop a hoax to poach the largest amount of XRP at once? I never thought of this, and I'm kind of skeptical. Link your ledgers up and or move your XRP to the exchanges. Get ready for the airdrop. Here it comes. The XRP is on the ledger. Why do they even need a snapshot? They already know. So Wayner665 putting a little bit of doubt into people's minds regarding the XRP airdrop. Some participants down here in the XRP community just not buying it. The interesting thing is David Schwartz actually responded to this. So we've got Val Jester Locke here retweeting this out to all his followers. Interesting. So what does this say? No risk, slight risk, or major risk? Him retweeting out this tweet thread from Wayner665 and David Schwartz's response down here. Let me read you David Schwartz's response. So David says, they just need a mapping of the XRPL addresses to addresses on their platform. So this is the explanation, the technical explanation behind this. Otherwise, they won't know who to issue the tokens to. All you need to do is set one parameter on your XRPL account with the destination you want your airdrop tokens to go to. Fine, sounds very plain and easy and simple and unnefarious. Is unnefarious a word? Not nefarious? Anyway, there are two risks to this. So David Schwartz saying there are two risks to this, but they are about the only two risks. One, if you don't want to submit the transaction and instead leave your XRP on an exchange that supports the airdrop, you risk the exchange failing or exit scamming. So that is one risk with regards to actually leaving your XRP on the exchange, not putting it on a cold storage system where you have your private keys like a Ledger Nano S or X. But then he goes on to say, number two, if you opt to keep your XRP on the ledger, you risk the tool you use to sign the transaction to set your destination somehow stealing your XRP or compromising your secret. Now, this is very interesting because you read this and you think to yourself, if you keep it on the ledger, I don't think he's talking about specifically the Ledger cold storage wallet here, not the Ledger S or X. He's saying the ledger, but the tool you use, that is what he's really talking about here. If you are using a compromised tool to sign the transaction to set your destination, somehow stealing your XRP or compromising your secret, that is actually where you might run into problems. So Red here on Twitter not buying it. After reading your post about why you're not doing it, I kept reading more and more of the same. I'm not doing it, F it. I have plenty bags of XRP, enough to change my life, etc., so on and so forth. Val Jester Locke says, you're most welcome. XRP will be heavy. I don't need any extra sugar on my rich cake. So some people not buying into this. Jaleel McCrae here saying, my question is mainly, where is that risk placed? Like, is it when you set up the airdrop at the airdrop date? Or is it going to happen in the time while you are waiting for the airdrop to take place? I've done the authorized method with Viets Vind, but I think I'm falling into the FUD. Well, David Schwartz does really explain this very clearly. Basically, the exchanges could trick you, or if you are using a tool that has been compromised and has your information, that could also end up compromising your XRP stash. So basically what it boils down to is be careful of scams, guys. I'm not saying the airdrop is a scam, not saying Spark is a scam, but be careful of those phishing emails, those attempts to garner information from you. Your private keys should never, ever, ever be shared with anybody. And if you have your private keys, your crypto will be safe on a cold storage solution like a Ledger Nano or the Sum app or whatever you decide to use. Cryptod down here says, I'm putting mine in a wallet that is supporting the Flare airdrop. That way, it's not on an exchange, but in a wallet where I hold my private keys. Good for you. Anchor USD wallet, Trust Wallet are two of them. And so he retweets one down here. Maybe not Trust Wallet, but definitely Anchor USD. Suchka Halva down here says, David Schwartz says not to panic. And so he retweeted this out here. Here's the David Schwartz tweet to that effect. It was this, exactly, and that goes for any transaction you would submit to any public blockchain. If the tool you use is compromised, your funds could be too. Make sure it comes from a secure channel and a reliable source. So guys, this coming straight from David Schwartz. You have no need to panic. Obviously, Ripple has vetted the Flare networks, and they've even endorsed the Flare network with regards to this. We always have to do our research. We always have to take a look at what's going on in the space. And of course, this comment up here, I can understand why some people would believe this if you decide not to look into this any further. I'm glad David Schwartz responded to this thread. I'm happy to kind of somewhat get the technicals behind this so as not to instill fear in the XRP community especially. So ultimately though, just to sum it up, your XRP is safe. Other than, one, if you decide to leave it on an exchange and the exchange does something shady because you don't have your own private keys on the exchange, or two, if the tool you are using, because there are different ways to set this up, if the tool you are using is compromised, that could also be a problem. So I wanted to thank David Schwartz. Everybody here within these tweet threads, I'm going to link them all here, guys, in the description. So tell me what you are going to do. Are you still going to claim your Spark tokens? Are you panicked? Are you scared? Do you not trust this one iota? Put it down in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. And happy Halloween, guys. See you in the next one.